Alright, what's up, you guys? As if we couldn't prepare any more for Halloween and New York Comic Con, this is what I love about G.I. Joe. It's not about the leaks, it's about the official reveals from the G.I. Joe team that maybe some of you may already knew about this, and I think it's much more better when you have no idea what's coming and they just reveal something completely out of the blue. And that's what makes it exciting and that's what makes collecting fun. Um, so we recently just got a brand new digital render reveal for a figure that, again, I had no idea was in the pipeline, which makes it more exciting to talk about. Whether or not this was a figure in your preference of collecting or if something you're into or not into, but you got to admit, when the G.I. Joe team likes to be a little bit innovative, you got to give them credit for what they're doing. It appears we got a new supposedly character in, well, part two, a character within the GI Joe classified line, as we now have Molrat Stage Two. Now, for those who don't know, Molrat was the first character in the GI Joe classified line, I believe in the Cobra aisle, who wanted to. Who was kind of like the army builders that were in the background images of like Tunnel Rat and like the some Night Force characters like Shooter and I forgot the other ones, but there was like a story arc involving the Energon crystals, kind of giving it like that Transformers GI Joe crossover. So we've seen the Molrat Stage One already. So this one is now called Molrat Stage Two. This figure will be, I guess, somewhat available or probably up for pre-order at New York Comic Con. I'm not sure because they just announced it, but I will say this kind of paves the way for a lot of great characters to come in the future because even if you're not a fan of Molrat and if it's not a figure that you're interested in terms of the color scheme or design, you can automatically tell that they're kind of developing some sort of unique story to involve Toxo Vipers, Cesspool, anything in that category of G.I. Joe. And that's, and Toxo Viper is one of my all time favorite Cobras in the army builder aspect, whether it's Toxic Viper version 1 or version 2. And I absolutely love Cesspool, so I think Cesspool will be like the big baddie kind of somewhere in the future. But just the overall concept of looking at Molrat here, or Molrat Stage 2, the link will be in the description below. You can see here that he has the Energon crystals coming out of his head, so they're kind of, like it's spreading. The virus is spreading, which makes it much awesome. So I can't wait to see the artwork for this and what characters will run parallel to the storyline. Because again, if you look at Tunnel Rat and Shooter and like some other characters, you'll see that they're in the cave. You'll see the Energon crystals. You'll see like they're trying to get rid of the, it was like supposedly like zombie viper esque style. But this one kind of reminds me of like, it kind of looks like Dragon Ball Z here for Goku, but they're obviously crystals in the pink color scheme, and it looks like his head sculpt has more of a skull that's opened, right? So I can see some of his teeth sticking from the bottom, which is actually really, really awesome. Now, another thing I really do like about this is the color scheme. I wasn't a fan of the original color scheme of the Mole Rat, which we'll talk about shortly, but I like how this one has the dark greens and the lime greens, very good complementing colors to contrast with one another. The outfit is fine. Like, again, it's like a new character, so it's not like, like a stage two character of the first previously released version. But I feel like this color scheme is much better because we have the first version was purple and orange, not really my favorites. But here we have two good greens, kind of giving me like the copperhead color scheme vibe, which is great. He does come with the alternate head sculpt with the mask, and then on top of that, he does come with the mask does have pink eyes, which means that he's technically glowing underneath. That's freaking badass. And then you got the alternate head sculpt where it was just like the other mole rat figure with the zombie esque face, but and then has more of the the crystal sticking out from the side. So you can tell that the crystals are, or the energons are expanding throughout the head, which means maybe something big is coming. Maybe this is going to lead into something bigger, which I do not know. So that makes it I don't know. It's freaking awesome. I can't wait because besides this character, I'm more excited to see characters like Toxo Viper to come into the classified line. Um, Toxo Viper and Cesspool, which would be very ideal. And then if we were to move away from the this particular figure, and again the body and the costume outfits, all that is fine. Then you can look here at the comparison between both mole rats. It's roughly just the same exact figure. There's nothing too new here other than the color schemes and the head sculpts. I mean, the original head sculpt you see on the right does come with traditionally this one on the left, but you do see the pink one here on the left with the more energons like sticking out. So again, so it's like the story is building, and that's what makes it better, and that's what makes me get excited about collecting certain figures or just having a really great story within the GI Joe line. So, and just that again, that head sculpt underneath the energon cubes with the skull, that makes it very intimidating. So very Halloween-esque, very October vibes. That's so cool. So we'll talk more about this when we get like maybe official product shots and photography, but otherwise really cool. And then to conclude the video, here we go. We're adding in more characters into the pipeline here. So, like I said before, if you're keeping up to date with the channel, I'm going to be updating these graphics every single damn time we get a brand new reveal. So we've already talked about all the other 6 figures prior, but the newest one we're adding here is Molrat Stage 2. So that's really exciting. So that was another great, awesome reveal. I think this is pretty impressive. Whether or not you hate it or love it, at the end of the day, I'm more happy that I was not aware of this figure, and that's what makes it more exciting to talk about. So with that being said, let me know in the comments below what you think about this figure. Be sure to give a like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in the next update.